Welcome to Yahz Presence. I'm your host, Nalari Arilyn. Act like you know something. So today we have an amazing guest today. We have Pastor, Prophetess, Vanyra Williams. Welcome to the show, Vanyra Williams.
Hello, thank you.
I am so excited to have you here and to get a lot of information out of your mind.
Oh my.
And I know you got a lot to share.
Oh wow.
Because God has blessed you so much.
Yes.
And He's brought you out of so many things.
Yes.
And so I'm so excited about this episode because it's been in the making for a while.
Yes.
So
Yes.
we're gonna dig right in.
All right.
So my first question is, who is Prophetess Vanyra Williams?
Wow. Well, who is Prophetess Vanyra? Well, originally I am from Atlanta, Georgia. Came up in the quartet industry, started off singing. Had no idea I would be in this place I am now. Would have never imagined, but started off singing at the age of 2 years old and just been singing ever since. But then God had greater works. So I'm just down to earth, humble, and I love God's people.
Okay, that's awesome. So was singing something that you always wanted to do? Was it a family thing, or how do you feel about that? Was it something that you always wanted to do?
Well, it was something that I was made to do, to be honest. I wanted to just be a regular child, but my mother had other plans.
I understand.
So she just,
I understand.
So she just taught me how to sing, and it just, the more I got to do it, it came natural. So now I love it.
Okay. And not only is she a singer, y'all, she's a drummer. She's a songwriter as well.
Wow.
So tell me a little bit about your experience as a drummer.
Woo!
As a female drummer. Let me point that out. She is a female drummer. Tell me about that life.
That life is well. Now, how that came about, I really wasn't interested in drums.
Okay.
But there was a need, so mom, I'm gonna say, asked me to play the drums, and it started off as supposed to be a one-time thing, but then it ended up being on and on and on. So, and just like singing, drums became a part of my life,
So, do you favor singing or drumming the best?
Singing.
Okay. Okay. Now, she is, when I tell you she's a worshiper, and she'll take you to quartet bingo too. She's a whole package.
Oh.
And we love that. We love that about you.
Wow.
I love your ministry. I love what God is doing in you and through you.
Yes.
And also, I want you to tell us a little bit about your wonderful husband.
Well,
married life.
Married
Some
life.
advice.
Married life is great. It's great. When I can say the Lord actually sent John to me, and he has been a blessing. We've been married almost 5 years, and every year hasn't been great, but it's worth it. When God sends you somebody, it's worth it. So I'm happy. This is the happiest I've ever been in all of my years of dating. This is the happiest I've ever been. So yeah, marriage is great. I love it.
Okay. So for someone who is desiring to have that significant other, for the females, because we're females, so we can kind of speak to that. And what would you say to someone that's been waiting for a long time, and it just seems like they haven't found that person, or rather, I say he hasn't found her.
Right.
What would you say to encourage a female, a woman like that?
Whew. Well, I mean, I could say, as for me, I went for a while without dating anybody, and I was in that place of just being single. But one thing I had to get myself together and value myself. I had to get myself together and know that I'm the prize. It's not an arrogant thing.
Right.
It's not an arrogant thing, but I have a past. So it took me a while to get my mental state together before I could even think about getting in a relationship. So it's all I can say is make sure that you have yourself together first, mentally, physically, spiritually, psychologically, because you can't demand something from somebody if you're not giving it yourself.
Oh, come on, somebody. Come on now.
So that's how I kind of end up with my husband now. I definitely wasn't looking, but one thing I did was I got in my secret closet and I wrote out my prayer. And I was very specific with my prayer. I asked the Lord specifically for what I wanted. I wanted a tall man. I wanted a brown-skinned man. I was very specific. And when I say God worked fast, He worked fast, and He answered my prayer. Yes.
And will.
So I'm just saying, if you wait on God and just continue to work on yourself, He gonna come.
Yes, He will. Yes, He will. Yes, He will. I'm in that position right now. I'm thankful that I'm getting married March the 15th.
Yes.
And I'm looking forward to what God is going to do with our marriage and through our marriage.
Ooh, thank you, Jesus.
I thank you for the encouragement there. I needed that.
Yeah.
Although I've been married before.
Right.
Several times before.
Yeah.
But
yeah.
who's counting?
Nobody counting.
Who's counting? I thank God for the opportunity to share in love in this new journey of love and marriage coming up in March. March the 15th, if the Lord's will.
Yes.
Marry the man I love. And we need to hear more encouraging words from women who've been through some things, have experiences, have been married before, and are currently married.
Right.
We need y'all to share y'all experiences because it encourages us.
That's so true. That's so
now, I want to talk about your music. This one right here. Now, many of you may know that she is my cousin, but she's a woman of God. She's a woman of God, and I respect her and honor her as a woman of God. Yes. Yeah. And her ministry in singing is so anointed, so beautiful. It reminds me of her mother, Myra Kuntz.
Wow.
She was another anointed, beautiful woman of God.
Yes.
And she instilled in this woman right here some beautiful things. Wow. And she taught her how to sing. So it's just beautiful voice. Beautiful voice. And maybe she'll sing for us just a little bit on the show. Maybe she'll give us some of that glory. Some of the glory. Y'all hold your hands up like this. Get ready. But I want you to tell us a little bit about your music.
Okay. Well, as you know, I'm a quartet artist. I believe I'll forever be a quartet artist because that's how I came up. But I do love worshiping as well, and the Lord gave me the gift of writing my own music. So I released a song, I think it was earlier this year, called "Hold On," and it's on YouTube Music and some other areas, and that song was inspired by a season in my life that I just didn't think I was gonna make it. I honestly contemplated suicide. I was depressed, all this other stuff, but God gave me those lyrics, and I promise you it helped me to get to where I am.
Wow.
Yeah. So music is everything to me. Music is I would say a healing for me. my feelings and my thoughts, I can just get here and write, and it becomes a song.
That's
Yeah.
I love it. I love it. I love it.
Yes.
So, would you say I heard somewhere that someone said that you don't have to, well, music doesn't need your permission to enter.
Wow.
What do you think about that statement? That music doesn't, we have our gates, and music does not require our permission to enter us. So we have to be careful of what genre of music that we're listening to, or what they're saying, what the lyrics is saying. I get on to my children all the time about the secular music that they listen to, because I believe that there's spirits behind the music, and they are, they're taking over our youth, and not just the youth. We got people our age and older that are still listening to secular music, and those spirits are roaming.
Right.
So what would you say about that statement, that music doesn't require our permission to enter?
Wow. Well, there's a lot going on in the music industry now, and honestly, I just feel like a lot of people have entered illegally.
Oh.
There's and you have to be careful because the enemy is tricky.
Yes,
and he knows that a lot of music can just grab anybody's attention. So whatever you're listening to, it can really throw you off. There's some demonic stuff going on that I've heard, that it opens up portals. And you have to be really careful as to what you're listening to and what was the intent of the music. The people that write the music could have ill intent, and they putting stuff out and you letting your children out stuff listen to it. So you have to really, really be careful with the music now. So that's pretty much what I have to say about it.
I'm in total agreement with that, because some of the music, and I don't even know all the names. I'm not gonna really call out no names,
right? Because
I don't really listen to that type of music. It's just not my taste. Most of the music that I listen to is gospel or it's uplifting music, or Christian music. I overhear some things from what my kids play, and I try to encourage them to find an alternative, because there are so many amazing gospel rappers out there. The sound is very similar, but if you have to listen, the lyrics are totally different.
Yes.
And that's one thing I love about the gospel rappers out here now, because I think that they could make a bigger impact if maybe parents more introduce that music to them, instead of allowing the kids to kind of pick the secular music that's out now. Because I find myself like, man, this is hot. This is hot right here. I just be going. So the music is impacting, and not necessarily in a good way. But I pray that things shift in that area, right? And even that my kids get the lyrics on some things. Yes. But so what's your thoughts on ministry today?
Ministry, like church ministry.
Yeah, we can go there. If you want to go there, we can stay out in the outer realms. So if you want to dive in, you can jump on in there. Yeah.
I just believe that your life is a ministry. It's supposed to be anyway. So you have to be careful how you live it. Careful what you're doing in front of people or either behind closed doors. You have to be careful how you live, what you say, what you do. My grandmother once told me that sometimes your life could be the only Bible somebody reads. And that stuck with me so long, because a lot of people don't just pick up the Bible, they look at you, your lifestyle. So what are you representing? So ministry is one important thing in my life that I value over anything, and that's how I represent Christ. That's what I value.
I like it. I love it.
Yep.
That's good. That's good stuff. So if you had one thing that you could share with our audience, what would it be?
Hmm. Stay focused. Stay focused on God. There are so many distractions that's out here that comes to detour you and make you just give up on everything. That's the enemy's job. His job, first of all, is to kill, steal, and destroy. So he gonna put anything in your path to get you off focus. But I want to encourage you to stay focused on God. He's a solid rock. I mean, you can't go wrong with staying focused on God. Any of your endeavors that you're going in or what you're trying to do, you have to stay focused on the main reason why you're doing it. It's like you got to know your why. Right. Know why you're doing what you're doing. You shouldn't just be doing it because you want to do it. It's a call, it's a purpose, and people, when you're doing it for God, people will be blessed. But if you're doing it out of your own selfish ambitions and all this other stuff, nobody's gonna be edified from that. Yeah, so just just know what you're doing and keep working for God, but by all means, stay focused.
Right. So you have a ministry called Abide Ministries. Mm-hmm. Tell us about your ministry.
Well, yeah, the Lord gave me that ministry a few years ago, and at first I didn't want a pastor. I didn't. I ran from that for years, but the Lord said that it was time, and the abide came from in my dream. I woke up and the Lord told me to stay put. So, and He gave me the scripture that if you abide in me and I abide in you, you can have what you ask for what you will. And I said, okay. He told me to call the ministry Abide. So that's where we started, and we've been growing. We've been growing ever since. It's a struggle sometimes, but I always say, as long as God is ahead of it, there's nothing that could go wrong. So we're still standing.
Well, that's amazing. I'm glad to hear that. Yes. And she does have an amazing ministry. I enjoy her ministry. Amen. And I'm gonna just say this because I said this to her yesterday. Yes. I visited her church yesterday, and I told her thank you, because she's always sowing into my life, always encouraging me, always telling me to get in line and to do what God called me to do. Yes. And I just want to say on camera, I want to tell this lady thank you. Aww. Because she's been one of the inspirations in my life, and she's my cousin, and she's my younger cousin, but she's my big cousin in the spirit. Y'all catch that? She my younger cousin, but she's my big cousin in the spirit. Yes. I still learning. Me too. But I love that God has blessed our family. Yes. To trickle down from our grandfather, Pastor J.W. Neely. Yes. Him pastoring for 50 years before he passed away, and God. Just being under his leadership. And now I understand a lot of things that he did. At first I didn't understand. I'm like, why Papa acting like that? Why Papa doing it? Right. Why is there so much structure? Right. Why is this there? But I see it now, and I understand why Papa had guidelines and he had stipulations and stuff. Oh, you ain't gonna act like that. Right. You ain't gonna do this. Right. So I appreciate that from him, as well as our grandmother Irene, and even looking at my auntie, uncle, my mom, just getting all that understanding, wisdom, knowledge, and understanding from them. Yes. To become who I am today, and even to see my cousin flourish in the ministry of what she has today. And even my other cousins, I have so many other cousins that are in ministry, whether it be singing, playing instruments, or they are ministers. Right. Thank God for the foundation. Thank you. I thank God for the foundation. Yes, Lord. So, I guess my last question would be, what does the future look like for you? Wow. Woo. Well, I've set some goals. So hopefully, in the next few years, I'll be able to release my second book, and back in the studio, working on some more songs. So my future looks like continuing to work for the Lord. Amen. Then you got to tell us about this book now. And we didn't get to the book, so we got to hear about this first book.
Oh my goodness.
Tell us about the first book.
Well, it's called From Bitter to Better. It's my first ever book. I never ever did this before, but it's a story of my life. I put some events in there that happened to me, and I just wanted to encourage you that there's life after trauma. So the book is on www.lulu.com, and you can type in From Bitter to Better by Vanyra Williams, and it'll pop up. So thank y'all for y'all support. I definitely had fun writing it. It was really, really good, and I was blessed by it just reading it. So thank you all for y'all support.
So as y'all see, y'all got homework. Y'all got a lot of homework. Y'all need to go look for her music.
Yes.
And go get her book.
Oh.
And go join her church. I'm just playing. Go where God leads you.
Yeah.
Do what God tells you to do.
Please.
But definitely come visit her church.
Yes, come on.
If you want to join, you can.
Yes.
You can.
Yes.
But we thank you today for joining this episode with Yahz Presence with your girl Nalari Ireland. Act like you know something.
Yes.
Y'all better act like y'all know something. I've been saying it for a long time.
Yes.
You better act like you know something. Cause long as you act like you know something, eventually you gonna know something.
You don't know something. Right.
Right? So I love y'all. Thank y'all for joining the episode. And until next time, everybody knows something. Bye.